Doing an oil change can be an exciting experience for you as you're learning more about your car and you're learning more about mechanics in general. I've been doing my own oil changes on my cars for a few years now, and I've been working on my cars in general because it's a lot cheaper than going out and paying someone else to do it. So the 3 steps for doing an oil change are gathering your supplies, removing the oil and filter, and replacing the oil and filter. For the oil change, you will need oil and an oil filter that fit the manufacturer's specifications, some shop rags, an oil drain pan, a funnel, either ramps or a jack and jack stands, a breaker bar, a torque wrench, an adjustable wrench, a ratchet, a socket that fits your drain plug, and a strap wrench. Once you have all the supplies that you need for an oil change, you're going to want to make sure you have a good outfit on, that you're not afraid to get dirty. That for me is this hoodie and some khaki pants with some beat up old shoes that I have. And you're going to want to make sure that you have a hat on to keep your hair out of your face. To get started on the removal process, you want to locate your oil filter and your oil filler cap, and you can remove it. The oil filter can vary in location and type. This car has the filter on the bottom of the engine. If you are using ramps, you can place them in front of each of the front tires and drive up onto them. If you are using a jack and jack stands, you can jack up the car at the car's jack point and place the jack stands under the lift point. You can then release the jack and do this on the other side. For both methods of lifting up the car, it is a good idea to use chocks and give it a good kick. Next, you will want to grab your socket and your ratchet along with your oil drain pan to remove the oil drain plug. In this instance, the plug came loose easily, but if it is more difficult, use the breaker bar to get more leverage. Once it is broken loose, you can remove the plug by hand and let the oil drain. Then you can start removing the oil filter housing with an adjustable wrench. You can remove the filter and set that aside. If you have the other style of oil filter, you can use the strap wrench to remove it like so. You will want to replace the O-ring on the oil filter housing, and you can remove it with something sharp like a nail or a dental pick. Make sure to rub oil on the new O-ring before you place it back on the housing. You can now place the new filter into the housing and screw on the cap. It's a good idea to clean off the drain plug before you reinstall it. You can reinstall the plug by hand, and then you can use the torque wrench to torque to spec. Next, place the funnel and then start to pour your oil into the engine. A technique I learned from ChrisFix is to turn the bottle sideways and pour it to prevent splashing. It's important to know you have the right amount of oil, and you can read this on the side of the oil can. Once you're done, you can reinstall the oil cap and save the rest of the oil for the next time. The next step is to clean up. You want to make sure that you dispose of the old oil properly. You can do this at various shops such as AutoZone and Advance Auto Parts. AutoZone says you should contain the old oil in the oil jug or in a polyethylene container. Changing a car's oil is a very rewarding process and a great way to learn more about your car. Now that you're done, you can take it for a test drive.